Thrissur, also called the cultural capital of Kerala and the gold capital of India, is a hub of diversity. The term Thrissur is a shortened version of Thrisshiva Perur. There exists a lot of theories about how this name emerged. For example, according to Putterathu Ramamenon, Thrissur was earlier called Shiva Perur because of its predominant Shaiva culture, and it could have later on become Thrisshiva Perur, which can be roughly translated to the land of Shiva. The archaeological expeditions conducted in this region dates its settlers back to the Stone Ages. The presence of a number of menhirs and umbrella stones supplements the earlier statement. Interestingly, Thrissur seems to have been a hub of Jain and Buddhist cultures, as many temples in the region show similarities to Jain and Buddhist traditions. Thrissur is called the cultural capital of Kerala because of the presence of a lot of traditional art forms and cultural institutions. Many of the art forms like Chakyar Kuthu, Tolpava Kuthu, Kudiyattam, Kathakali, etc. can be seen in Thrissur and in other parts of Kerala. It is possible to cover the details of all these art forms here, hence we will be focusing on two art forms majorly found in Thrissur, Pulikali and Kumatikali. Pulikali is a folk dance form in which participants paint their bodies like tigers, wear tiger masks, and dance in the streets to upbeat traditional music. Its origin is traced to Shaktan Tampuran's reign, and it takes place during the fourth day of the Onam festival. Kumatikali is another art form which mostly takes place during Onam. Kumatis wear strangely decorated wooden masks and are dressed in costumes made of grass. Now, let's move on to the administrative capital of the district, the Thrissur city. The heart of Thrissur lies in Swaraj Round, the second largest roundabout in South Asia and the adjoining areas. Let us explore a few sites of interest. The Town Hall. It was built in honor of the then Emperor of India, King George. Apart from an amazing library, the space is a reservoir of mural paintings and manuscripts. Kerala Sahitya Academy. The Kerala Sahitya Academy is an autonomous institution working for the promotion and development of Malayalam language and literature. In September 1957, it was shifted to the present building in Thrissur. A lot of workshops, book fests, and cultural programs are conducted here. Kerala Lalitakala Academy. Set up in 1962, this academy works in preserving or exhibiting paintings, sculptures, and other modes of visual art. The building is designed by Laurie Baker. The walls outside are completely etched with beautiful paintings denoting events from the history of Kerala. Kerala Sangeeta Nataka Academy. It was inaugurated by Jawaharlal Nehru in 1958. It is the venue for many performing art forms related to theatre or dance. The International Theatre Festival of Kerala, or ITFOK, is one of the major attractions here. Our Lady of Dolores Basilica Church, or Puttanpalli. The construction of this beautiful architectural specimen began in 1929. It is the third tallest church in South Asia and is located in one of the prime areas of the city. Shaktan Tampuran Palace and Museum. Also known as the Vadakkunnathan Palace, it is a mix of Kerala and Dutch architectural elements. The reconstruction was done in 1795. The Archaeological Survey of India turned it into a museum in 2005. It contains a lot of mural paintings, coins from Tipu's brief stint in Kerala, and other historically relevant artifacts. Vadakkunnathan. Ramavarma Kunnipilla Tampuran or Shaktan Tampuran, who ruled from 1790 to 1805, undertook measures to improve the irrigation and water supply by building artificial ponds like Vadakkunnathan. Vadakkunnathan is one of the oldest artificial ponds in the region, and it is used by the royal family and some priests for daily ablutions. Now, we will be proceeding to Sree Vadakkumnathan Temple. Spread over a 65-acre hillock called Thekkinkadu Maidanam, this Shiva temple is one of the oldest structures in the district. Etymologically speaking, Vadakkunnathan stands for the Lord of the North, which might be alluding to Shiva being the Lord of Kailas, which is to the extreme north of India. There are many myths surrounding its creation. It is believed that the temple originated as a result of Parashuram's penance. He wanted Shiva to manifest, but when he opened his eyes, he saw Vishnu's Vishwarupa form or the Rama avatar. Parashuram was not satisfied and he continued his penance. Then Shiva materialized in the form of a linga. Surprised by the turn of events, Parashuram went on with his penance to see what will happen, and then a combined form of Shiva and Vishnu called Shankaranarayana emerged. When this happened, he realized that all the energies were actually one. All these energies converged in what we know today as the Vadakkunnathan Temple. The temple has 4 gopurams or entries. The southern gopuram is only opened once in a year during Thekkotirakam, a major ritual in the Thrissur Pooram festival. In front of the western gopuram is the Sree Sthanam, the area where Parshuram is said to have handed over the control of Vadakkunnathan to the Nambudiri caste community. When one enters inside through the western gopuram, the award from UNESCO can be seen on the right wall. Inside, a Saptamadrika-like statue stands facing the opposite side. Close to the figure is a small rock called the Kalishila. It is believed that it is a constantly growing stone structure and that when it reaches a certain height, the world will end. One can also see the Ilanni tree under which the famous Ilanni Tara Melam takes place. A Melam is an event in which many percussion artists display their talent in playing various musical instruments. The Ilanni Tara Melam is one of the most important aspects of Thrissur Pooram and is considered as the best of Kerala's percussion music. The Kootambalam is a pillared hall where art forms like Chakyar Kootu and Kudiyatam are staged. In the Kootambalam, the audience sits on the floor while the artist performs on a slightly raised platform. It is said that the structure was once demolished and later rebuilt by Vellaneri Nambudiri, a famous architect under the orders of a Divan called Shankaran Unni. Just beneath the Kootambalam, there is a small shrine for Lord Krishna, beyond which exists an intriguing pond-like structure called Arjunande Vilkuri, or the place where Arjuna's arrow struck. V.V.K. Valatha says that one does not know why it was called so, but other sources suggest a mythical origin for the same. A little further, we have the Pratishta of Kirata Shivan, or the hunter form of Shiva, and the Pratishta of Parshuram. On the way, some structures are built on different sites and are named after deities like Santana Gopalan, while others are named after major temples or temple towns like Rameshwaram, Uragattama Bhagavati Kshetram, etc. It is believed that if one faces that way and prays, it is equal to actually visiting these major temples. 2 other interesting structures are the Vyasashila and the Sanjeevani Tara. The former consists of a huge tree under which the devotees have to write Harishri Ganapataye Namaha with their fingers. This shloka is important for educational purposes. One is not allowed to write the same in the evening. People usually take small blades of grass from the Sanjeevani Tara. It is the place where Lord Hanuman is said to have dropped bits of the Sanjeevani mountain while flying to cure Lakshmana of a serious wound. Another strange shrine is the one for Rishabha. It is believed that the deity inside is always sleeping. One has to clap their hands and drop a piece of thread inside while praying to this deity. One wall that surrounds its Pratishta contains beautiful murals. This deity is believed to be of Jain origins. Adi Shankaracharya is an exponent of the Advaita Vedanta philosophy. The shrine of Adi Shankaracharya in the Vadakkunnathan Temple stands apart for the excellent murals that adorn its walls. It tells tales from the Mahabharata and instances from Shankaracharya's life. It is said that these murals were reworked on in the 18th century by one Kannan Nair. Close to this shrine is the place where Shankaracharya is said to have attained Samadhi. The place is marked by a wheel and a conch shell made of stone. A lot of rituals take place in a day in the Vadakkunnathan Temple. One main ritual is the Trippuka, which happens in the evening. Now, let us move into the area which contains the main shrine. The innermost part of the temple has four Sree Kovils, which are structures that contain the main deities. These Sree Kovils contain Shiva or Vadakkunnathan, Rama, Shankaranarayana, Parvati, and Ganpati. There are Mukha Mandapas in front of the shrines of Rama, Vadakkunnathan, and Shankaranarayana. The Vadakkunnatha Pradishta consists of a Shivling and a crescent-shaped structure behind which is a small mountain of ghee which emerged as a result of centuries of ghee abhishekam or ritual pouring of ghee on the idol. The ghee is extracted from the cows in the temple complex. The floor has a lot of balikalle, which are ceremonial structures made of rock or covered with metal. They are believed to be the guardians of the Pratishta inside. The fading mural paintings on the walls depict a lot of mythical stories. The entry to a Sree Kovil usually has a Bhutakana or demon-like figures on two sides in dancing positions. On one of the entryways to the main sanctum sanctorum, a huge Nandi or bull statue rests. Surrounding it is a wall with a large mural painting of various gods and goddesses. Outside the temple complex is a spacious area which is a solace for all nature lovers. Within this area, there exists a space for elephants and a residence for the priests who are not allowed to leave the temple. This residence is called Purappida Shanti. It also contains a Kokkarani, which is a pond used for ritual purposes and is out of limits for devotees. Thrissur is said to be the land of Poorams. The term Pooram translates to a congregation. These are festivals with elephants and traditional percussion music. The most famous Pooram is the Thrissur Pooram and its venue is the Thekkinkadu Maidanam, the hillock on which Vadakkunnathan stands. Apart from Thrissur Pooram and the Shivaratri festival, the Vadakkunnathan Temple does not have a lot of celebrations. Now, let us take a look at the story of Thrissur Pooram. Once upon a time, the greatest festival in Thrissur was the Aratupura Pooram. One particular year, because of bad weather conditions, some temple representatives could not reach the venue of Aratupura Pooram on time and they were denied entry. To rub some balm on their humiliation, Shaktan Tampuran decided to hold a Pooram centered around the Vadakkunnathan temple. He divided the temples into two sides, one under the leadership of Paramekava Bhagavati Kshetram and the other under the leadership of Tiruvambadi Sri Krishna Kshetram. In total, 2 Shasta and 8 Bhagavati temples take part in the festival. The aim of this virtual heritage walk was to acquaint the audience with the Thrissur city, its history, culture, and major structures in the region. We hope we were able to achieve that aim. Finally, we have come to the end of our virtual heritage walk. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you stayed with us till now, thank you for your time. If you are intrigued by our content, please do not forget to follow us on all our social media handles. Until next time, stay tuned. Thank you.